Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to be looking at something slightly different. It's going to be more to do with decoration and soft furnishings, making the van a little bit more cozy. It looks fine as it is really, but I thought maybe I could up the game a little bit. What happens, okay, this is the reason why I've thought about this video, is every time my daughter comes and stays in the van and we kind of have a bit of a van night, it always looks nice because what she does is she brings bags with her, and I'm thinking, what's all these bags? And inside the bags are like soft furnishings. All of a sudden cushions come out, there's a potted plant over there, and the thing actually looks quite nice and cozy. So I just thought, I know, I need to up my game and do it sort of permanently, so I've got things in the van that always look nice. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to tackle a few different areas, things that I've just thought, oh, that looks a bit plain and a bit boring, so I'm going to give a bit of a zhuzh and see what we can do. So first things first, let's enlist the help of my daughter, and then I'm going to hit the shops and buy a few little bits. So let's go. Yes, that's true, mate, you could do.
Oh, that Santa got me a listen scape.
Hey, is that reduced or something?
Huh?
Well, I like that. Bit too big.
Oh.
What about this?
Is
that grey version?
Yeah.
Third.
Really?
Elephants?
No, not
that.
this one. This one.
Are these any good?
No.
Hey, what about that mustard colour? Get it. Would that actually go then?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, it will.
Right, you're the expert. Right, we need a pump dispenser for soap. Right, let's go find one.
Okay.
This one has legs. I know what I'm doing. Oh, these are lovely, aren't they? Right. Been to the shop and we've got the bag full of stuff, but it's not enough. I don't think this is going to be enough to create what we're looking for here. I'm going to bring my old blanket back in, my Sherpa blanket. I think that's going to be part of it. So, but there's some more things I'm going to need. I've got an idea to jazz up the drawer front in here and the little footstool down there, and I want some bunting. I think bunting is quite key to this whole operation. So I've been looking for bunting and it's really quite difficult, to be honest, to find what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that's Japanese inspired. I think that's where I'm going with some of this, especially with the stickers and the bunting. Those two together are going to actually work together quite nicely. And I think because it's a Japanese van, I think that'll be pretty cool. I think we'll bring that kind of sort of theme into it. So I'm going to make some bunting. I'm going to order some fabric and I'm going to enlist my wife's help, and we're going to start making some bunting, I think. So I'll show you what fabric we end up getting and our little process of how we're going to make it. I think that'll be the next step really. So let's move on and we'll get this cozy-fied. So this is the fabric that I ordered, and it's 5 pieces in the pack, and yeah, they're a pretty good size, all Japanese inspired. As you can see, there's some really colourful designs here. I think they're all really nice. I think my favourite is probably the wave one, I think. I do like the dragon one as well, actually, and the flower one. Actually, they're all really nice, except for one's a bit sort of, a bit meh, which is the one that looks a bit like ears of corn or something like that. So, but yeah, I think they're all going to work perfectly. So I think next thing to do is to get making the bunting. So the first thing we did was actually measure some bunting that we already had, so we figured out kind of like the perfect size that we wanted, and we discovered that 16 centimeters across is good, and then the kind of depth of it was going to be 15 centimeters, so we measured that out on our piece of fabric. So next we marked out the center of the triangles to make the point of the triangle. So we obviously went in 8 because we have a 16 centimeter width triangle. So after chopping out all the triangles, my wife stitched up 2 sides of every single triangle that we cut out. So here is our little stack of triangles, and now we've got to do is turn them inside out. So we snip off the end, we saw this on a YouTube video, and then you just tuck them inside out, push a pencil up and try and make it into a little point. Next up is just to iron all of the triangles so they're nice and flat. So to connect all the triangles together, I ordered this bunting tape. I think it's got a bunch of other names, but I'm going to call it bunting tape. And then it's a case of just spacing out the triangles on the tape and stitching it all together. So here's one string of bunting already done, and I'm going to do the little bunting snake now. So whilst my wife is carrying on with the bunting, I'm going to go in the van and put the stickers on the slide out cooker front and also the footstool. So these look a bit grey and a bit boring, so I think these stickers are going to do a great job. The stickers I've got are these, which are actually wall stickers, but it's perfect because they're quite a good size. But there's pretty good value. There's less than £7 for these. I've got 2 sheets. One of them I don't really use in this, but one of them's perfect. It's got everything I need in there. It's got this nice cherry blossom and this kind of mountain scene, Japanese mountain scene. So the first thing I've got to do is remove the front plates from both of the slide out cooker and the little footstool. So it's always a good idea to degrease the surface, get rid of any kind of contaminants on there with a bit of alcohol wipe. So this sticker was really fiddly to take off. You can see I thought I was going to completely mess this up, but it did actually come off pretty well. There's lots of little bits that could have easily have stuck to each other, and that would have been a total disaster. Well, I don't know if you're holding your breath like I am, just rewatching it back, but yeah, as you can see, pretty fiddly, but it goes on pretty well in the end. So I'm actually really happy with the way this looks, but it does need a little bit extra. So luckily there's so many stickers on these packs that I've used another little bit of the cherry blossom and filled in the other side with it. So now move on to the front of the little seat, and this one's a much bigger sticker, so again I just degrease the front and get sticking that sticker on. So back to the bunting, and this is all done now. I did my fair share as well. I did a couple of the strings, and it was pretty good fun to make them. So the final thing is to put everything in the van now. Another area that I thought needed attention was the lighting. Now, the LED lights are great in the van, but they're really bright white lights, so not very atmospheric. So I thought I'd order a little set of LED lights, and these are a USB powered set, so I thought that might be quite useful for other things. They've got a nice little switch on it, so yeah, perfect, just a nice warm glow. So these are absolutely ideal. So I think I've got a bit more to do to the interior. This is kind of just like a bit of a start, and I really like the little elements that I've done so far, but there's more to do, so maybe in another video I'll revisit doing something like this. But I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!